Hey, it's Trell over at GOHUNT. We're back again in application season. It's hard to believe, but we are already talking about getting a permit in 2023. Now's a great time to sign up for Insider. We're moving into that application portion of the year where you're going to make sure that you get permits in your pocket in 2023. With that, we have a promo code right now for you guys that are looking to sign up for GOHUNT Insider. That promo code is DO50. When you use that promo code, when you sign up for Insider, we're going to give you 50 points, which is equal to $50. That's $50 to the GOHUNT Gear Shop that you can use towards the purchase of anything in the shop. 1 point's $1. Now's the time to do your research. Like I said, sign up for GOHUNT Insider, use that promo code DO50. With that, today I want to do a quick tutorial or kind of provide some information to you about one of the first states out of the gate that provide an opportunity to get a permit in 2023, and that's Idaho. Idaho general season deer and elk permits go on sale for non-residents December 1st of 2022. So that's here in a few weeks. At 10 a.m. December 1st, non-residents will have the opportunity to buy general season deer and elk permits over the counter for Idaho. With that, we want to provide some information to you that can help you in purchasing your permit when that December 1st timeframe comes available. Before I even get into kind of the ins and outs of it, one thing I will tell you is that permits sell out very quickly. Last year they sold out for the most part within that first few days, and even really within the first hour or two. The best zones, the best units are going to sell out. So if you plan on hunting Idaho in 2023, you need to do your research now, and you need to be prepared to buy your permit as soon as possible once those become available at 10 a.m. on December 1st. Idaho Game and Fish will be releasing a supplement to their regulations within the coming weeks that's going to provide you some more information about this process. Right now, I can tell you that in 2022, there were approximately 12,815 general season elk permits, and there were about 14,000 general season mule deer permits and about 1,500 whitetail specific permits available. If you plan to hunt elk in Idaho, something to be aware of is that those permits are available by zone. So for example, if I wanted to hunt archery elk in Idaho, I might want to have 4 or 5 zones that I might want to buy a permit for. Those zones, for example, might be something like the Pioneer or the Limb High. That's just an example. And within those zones, there's going to be units. But if I buy that permit, I can actually hunt any of the open units within that zone. Deer in Idaho is not that way for non-residents. It is unit specific. So you'll need to do your research beforehand. You'll need to pick your individual units that you would like to hunt and have that plan in place so that when you get an opportunity to purchase, you can buy that unit specific hunt. Another thing that you want to be aware of before December 1st is that you have to buy a hunting license in Idaho before you purchase a permit. So for a non-resident, that hunting license is $185. You can purchase that at the same time that you purchase your permit, but in my opinion, it's better to log on maybe an hour or two before those permits go on sale and buy your hunting license. I like to do that just to make sure that I have that completely out of the way, that I've got it done and over with, so that when I get a chance to purchase a hunting permit, that's all I'm focused on. The process for buying an over-the-counter permit in Idaho has been a little bit confusing to people, and we've had a lot of questions. I'll try to answer those right now. Certainly if you have more, drop them in the comments below. So on December 1st, about 15 minutes before those permits go on sale, so 9:45, you want to log into your Idaho Game and Fish account. When you do so, you'll be placed into a waiting room. And when those licenses go on sale at 10 a.m., everybody that's within that waiting room is placed randomly in line. Your position in line has nothing to do with when you logged on to the computer. It's completely random. You're just going to be placed in a line. For example, last year, I think my position was about 11,300. It's totally random. You might have the luck of the draw and get a position that's very high, or you may be clear to the back of the pack. That's why it's important before you get ready to purchase that you have a plan in place, because some of the permits that you might want may have sold out prior to your opportunity to purchase a permit. So because of that, you want to have a plan in place before you get a chance to purchase your permit. This is where your Insider account becomes very useful to you. The tools within your insider account that are going to be particularly useful to you are primarily Filtering 2.0. So you log into your account, you click on the state of Idaho under Filtering 2.0, you click on the species that you're interested in hunting. So for example, if I'm interested in elk, I'm going to click elk. It's going to bring up an interactive map, and it's going to bring up a series of filters on the right side of the page, and then the middle portion of the page, you're going to have all the seasons and units that are available to you. Within those filters, I can actually scroll down to the Select Season drop-down. And under that drop-down, I can select the seasons that I'm particularly interested in. So for example, if I'm interested in hunting archery elk in Idaho, I would click on Over-the-Counter Archery Elk. That's going to be those A tags. So Idaho has A tags and B tags. So typically A tags are your archery or muzzleloader seasons, where your B tags are your rifle permits. So I'm going to click on archery over the counter in Idaho. That's going to bring up all the available units in the state that I might want to research. Within that, I can actually click on any individual unit, and that's going to take me to the unit profile. Each unit profile is going to have a bunch of information that can help me fine-tune my search. So it's going to break down things like harvest statistics, the percentage of 6-point bulls, the number of hunters surveyed. I can also look at descriptions of the terrain and the vegetation, and all those things are going to help me pick the units that's the most applicable to the type of hunt that I'm looking for. One new feature that we developed this year in response to insiders requesting this is the ability for them to save hunts. So when you're looking at Filtering 2.0 and you have that middle column with the various units in the state, you can actually click the icon there that's toward the top right of each unit that says Save Hunt. And if you click that, you can actually create and save those hunts to a folder. So like I said, that gives you the ability to very quickly compare different hunts that you're interested in. And that's brand new for this year. It's something that we're really excited about. It's specifically useful to you in trying to pick these over-the-counter hunts in Idaho. Lastly, one of the things that I would encourage you to explore are the application strategy articles. We will be releasing in the coming weeks application strategy articles for these over-the-counter hunts in Idaho. We're going to break down this process for you in written form so that you can read that. We're also going to break down the top or the best opportunities for you for each species in the state. Make sure that you use the insider tools that are available to you to help you put a strategy in place before that December 1st deadline. Like I said, for me, I typically like to have plan A, B, C, D, E, F. I like to have as many hunts available and kind of picked out prior to logging in to Idaho Game and Fish on December 1st. So that as my position comes up in line for me to purchase a permit, I've got that all laid out. I just pick my hunt and I add it to my cart and I check out. Like I said, you got about 15 minutes, typically 15 or 20 minutes to check out once you add a hunt or a permit to your cart when you check out on Idaho Game and Fish's website. So it's really important that you have your strategy in place before that December 1st date. A couple other notes that I would like to touch on before I wrap up here is that in Idaho, if you buy an over-the-counter permit, they actually give you the ability to return that permit. And we get asked this quite a bit. What happens if I have too many permits throughout the West on any given year? A great thing about an Idaho over-the-counter tag is that they'll actually allow you to return that with some stipulations. So for example, you can return an over-the-counter license in Idaho before April 1st and get 75% of the cost of that back. If you return it from April to June, they'll give you 50% of that cost back. If you return it from July to August, they'll give you 25% back. If you return it after September, you might as well just keep the permit because they're not giving you any money back at that point. So if you plan accordingly across the West, you can still, like I said, return a permit in Idaho and get some of your cost of that permit back. All right, to close out, there's a few other things that I would like to touch on about Idaho. One of them is the controlled hunt drawing. So this is the limited entry permits that become available later in the spring. Like I said, if you buy the hunting license to buy an over-the-counter permit in December, you can also apply for these controlled hunt drawings that occur later in the spring. And there's some stipulations on those on what you can apply for, and we're going to touch on those in a later video. But like I said, I think Idaho is totally worth it. Buy that hunting license, buy an over-the-counter permit on December 1st, and if you do so, you might as well plan on also applying for those controlled limited entry permits that become available during that drawing later in the spring. And like I said, we're going to touch on that in a later video. So that's pretty much everything that you need to know if you plan on hunting Idaho in 2023 on an over-the-counter general season license. I potentially, more than likely, I missed some questions that you guys might have. If you have questions, drop them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer those for you. So now's a great time to sign up for a GOHUNT Insider account. Like I said, use that promo code DO50, get yourself 50 points, $50 in the GOHUNT gear shop. Now's the time to do your research. Idaho over the counter, like I said, those go on sale December 1st. Sign up for an insider account, do your research, and get a permit for 2023 and 2022.